Today we're going to be going over 10 of the biggest compliment pulling fragrances that you can buy in 2023. Some things are a bit newer, some are a bit older, but ultimately I think that these are the perfect choices and options for you if you're wanting to prioritize compliments and mass appeal first and foremost in the current state of the fragrance community, which is favoring generally the sweeter, more bubblegummy style of men's scents. And so what I'm trying to say is what maybe worked really well 10 years ago might not work as well now. It's not to say that things released 10 years ago or more aren't going to get you compliments, because that's not true. But if you want to maximize the probability of you getting a lot of compliments, you'll kind of want to shift towards these that we're going to cover here. And so I will drop links to these down below to discounters for you. If you want to pick any of these up, you can shop at discounters and save yourself a lot of money. And also I have a mailing list you can sign up to. Anything that's rare, discontinued, or hard to find that shows up in stock on discounters, I send out an email notification which gives you the opportunity to pick that said item up. Anything from DIOR Homme Parfum, La Nuit Bleu Electrique, all the way over to brand new releases that oftentimes in some cases might hit discounters before it's actually available at retailers here in the US. ACQUA de Joe Parfum, hint, hint, possibly coming up in the very near future at discounters. Not even available at retail yet. You might want to get on that list. And speaking of ACQUA de Joe, we're actually going to kick the list off with ACQUA de Joe ABSOLU. Very vague note breakdown on this. There's woody notes, there's sea notes, there's a little bit of tonka bean. You get some bergamot, you get kind of an aldehydic feel, some ambroxan. Basically, this is their take on Invictus Aqua DNA. So Invictus Aqua, Rosassi House, things like that. This is Alberto Marias' take within the ACQUA de Joe lineup. And I think it's a pretty nice offering because this is a great entry level or gateway scent into the ACQUA de Joe line. I think this is the type of thing that will get the younger crowd hooked on ACQUA de Joe if they haven't grown up wearing the Eau de Toilette because they were too young, right? Or not born yet. You know, maybe they wouldn't want to dive into something more mature like Profumo or even the Eau de Parfum. Maybe Profondo with its mineral notes would be a little bit out there, so to speak, for a completely new beginner, like someone with a new nose. And so I think ABSOLU is a great entry point here into the line. And it is also one of the best mass-pleasing ones as well. Now, they all do very well, but this DNA is unbeatable. It's unstoppable. And this is the type of thing that works so well nowadays. Next up, we have YSL Eau de Parfum Intense. So a newer release here. And what I like about this one is it excludes the overwhelmingly sweet apple accord that the Eau de Parfum and the Les Parfums versions utilize heavily and are known for. That is one of the main downsides to those scents for a lot of people. It's too sweet, too fruity. You know, maybe they like the aromatics and everything else going on, but it's that apple combo that just does it over the top in a bad way. If you are someone like that, this solves that problem. They took the note out entirely, and instead what they did to fill that gap was bump up the aromatics like the lavender and the sage even more. So it's a really nice, refined, and mature version of that scent DNA. However, it is still a YSL inspired scent, and so therefore you're going to get incredible mass appeal out of this one. This is actually one of my favorites from the line now. Didn't take long to get there, but I have really been enjoying this without that overbearing sweetness. It's a really nice different take. Next up, we have DIOR Homme 2020. So this is going to focus heavily on the musk, the vetiver, the cashmere, the ISOE super. Very heavy on the aroma chemicals. It's leaning strongly on those, and woods and musk. There's not a whole lot to this one in terms of a depth or complexity standpoint. This video is focusing on mass appeal first and foremost. So you probably didn't click on this video for that anyway. This is not something that might blow you away in the sense of smelling super different or unique. Most of these will not. But this is one where, for me, I had to come to terms with the fact that this is very, very specialized in what it's trying to do, and it does a great job at it, and it's simply smelling good to as many people as possible. Because when this one first came out, I didn't care for it all that much because it just kind of lost the character of generally what the other DIOR Hommes carry, and so it kind of threw me off. but now I really like it, and moreover, I respect it a ton because I don't think you'll find a single person who doesn't like this. Nice one that you can actually get in the mid $80 range on discounters, kind of unheard of for scents in this lineup. It's a must buy. Next up, we have Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisee. So this one here is focusing a lot on the sandalwood, a little bit of iris, some other woods going on, a little bit of a sweet tonka bean, some black pepper. So it's a creamier, sweeter, more mass-pleasing version of something like the original Eau de Parfum or Reserve Privé and things like that. It's not to say that those won't get you compliments, because they will, big time. But this one's actually a little bit more versatile, kind of reaches a broader audience overall, I would say. And so I think that provides a lot of value. You know, if the EDP is a bit too much, it's a bit too specialized for you, and you can't find as many situations to wear it, the Eau de Parfum Boisee fixes that problem, and it will get you great compliments. Kind of piggybacking from one iris to another here with Armani Code Parfum. So they're in different categories, no redundancy between the two. This is the Armani Code DNA, which focuses a lot on the tonka bean and the lavender with a little bit of iris, and it's a very nice take. You know, the iris isn't overbearing. It doesn't push it into smelling like a DIOR Homme Intense or Gentleman EDP or, you know, Valentino Uomo Intense. It still stays in its own lane, and I think that's what makes this one attractive because, you know, again, it provides ultimately to me an even more refreshed and modernized take on the Armani Code DNA. The Eau de Parfum also did that as well. It focused more so on vanilla though and suede. But this one is still taking that original Code EDT DNA that a lot of us love, and it's bringing it more up to standards of what we would expect it to smell like if it was released in 2023. And so ultimately, that's why I like this one so much. That's why I gravitate towards it, and that's why I feature it in videos. It's a parfum, comes with a parfum price tag. You know, you're paying up for it. It's one that does pop up on discounters from time to time now, and will only continue to do so more regularly as time goes on. But I do think it's worth budgeting for and trying to work into your collection if you do like iris and you like compliments. AZZARO Wanted by Night is one of the most popular ones, and generally in a normal market, it's in stock for about $55 to $60. Sometimes kind of right down the middle at 57-ish. We're talking 100 mils. You can get 150s for usually a pretty good price per mil as well. If you are thinking you're going to be wearing it a lot, this would be the way to go. It does sell out often. It stays out of stock for a while. I don't know what's up with that. It's been that way for a while. Keep your eyes peeled. Actually, it did show up in stock here within the past week. I sent out an email on it, and it sold out pretty quick. So get on that list if you want to find stuff like this below retail, when normally it's out of stock often. This one is actually all about the tobacco, the cinnamon, the fruity notes. So it still has that very sweet Wanted DNA, but with a nighttime twist. The name could not be more fitting. Spicy, warm tobacco, you know, smells great. The cinnamon sweetness kind of gives it more of a youthful kick, and the tobacco is more so subdued to where it doesn't make it like a mature, smoky smelling scent or anything like that. It's not overbearing at all. And this is something that you could wear for pretty much any situation in the fall and winter time, and people love how this stuff smells, and it also has really good performance. Let's go with another one that kind of falls in a similar price range. Actually, a little bit less. I want to say you can get this one down into the 40s. Montblanc Explore. Now the difference is, well, several differences, but one, this is actually in stock pretty much everywhere. Pick your favorite discounter. They'll likely have it in stock. If you can't wait and you want to spend double the price, you can walk down to your local retailer and buy it at full retail. You know, super easy to get this stuff, but I would recommend getting it at a discount if you could. Like I said, mid $40 range, low 50s, sometimes depending on the discounter, but it's one that you can get for a great price, and it is a Creed Aventus clone, and it's a really good one. Now, there's a lot out there, and it's hard for me now to decide which one I want to include in videos like this because I have pretty much all of them, all of the big ones, everything from all of the Parfums vintage ones, which are much more expensive, to all of the Armafs, to every other clone brand's version of Aventus. You know, there are so many out there, and there are still continuing to be produced. So ultimately, it comes down to the fact that I'm sticking with a theme with this video. We're talking about basically all designers, and except for one niche at the very end of the video. We'll get there, but this is going to fit into your collection a lot more Again, it's something that you can go and purchase in person at a retailer if you wanted to. It's just one that's going to be more readily available overall, which kind of fits within the scope of what I want this video to turn out to be like. Ultimately, kind of long story short, great Creed Aventus clone with respectable performance, decent quality, and it's a huge compliment puller. I just felt like I had to explain that because in a world where there are hundreds of Aventus clones and you're asking, okay, why did you pick the one that you picked? That's the reason why. Okay, on to the next one. We have Bentley for Men's Silverlake, and this is kind of inspired by a couple things, a little bit of Acqua di Gio, kind of Profondo-ish, meets a little bit of Acqua di Gio Essenza, kind of. Maybe a little bit of a stretch, but a little bit. You know, it's kind of how I look at it. Interesting notes. I mean, it's got violet leaf, some mint, has kind of a bergamot watery feel. The wateriness is coming from the violet leaves though. This is one that I really like because it's combining a few different things together at a price point that is significantly lower than the things that I just mentioned. Essenza is discontinued, has been for years, super expensive. Something like Acqua di Gio Profondo / Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum, you know, north of $95, you know, up into the 100s, lower 100s on discounters, depending on bottle size. So this one is about half that price when it's in stock. But this DNA is hard to beat. You cannot go wrong with it. No one's going to dislike how this smells. Maybe not everyone will completely fall in love with it, but I don't think anyone's going to hate it unless you just completely sprayed the whole bottle on yourself and it smelled super annoying. But aside from that, in normal circumstances and normal wearings, this is going to do very well for you. Second to last, we have Polo Red Parfum. Yes, I love my parfums. They work very well. New release, okay, you know, and this one I really like. It turned out good. Blood orange, bergamot, and opopanax are a few of the main notes. There's a little bit of cedarwood in here, some musk as well. A little bit resinous, warm, smoky, spicy, sweet, but with a very forward, citrus, creamy opening. So the opening kind of reminds me of a similar style to something like Versace Eros Flame. That silky, creamy citrus, kind of sweet, creamy citrus opening. That's kind of what this has. Doesn't smell like Eros Flame, but in that vein, that opening. Dries down again to the opopanax, musk, cedarwood, things like that to give it a little bit more of a sweet lean overall. You know, it is a Polo Red, and generally these kind of go in that direction. I think in terms of all of the other Polo Reds, this is one of the best ones. It's one of my favorites, at least in terms of the in-production ones. And it's a nice little take. It's a really good release that is going to provide a lot of mass appeal, but with a slightly different twist. And we're going to end that video with the niche product that I was talking about. The only one in this one, you know, it's getting weird now. Discounters aren't selling this at a discount anymore. You know, they have it listed at retail. Some or most do. Like Fragrance Buy, when they do have them in stock, they'll have them marked down, but they're usually not in stock because people buy them up because that's one of the only places you can get them below retail. I digress. It's Parfums de Marly Layton. The whole entire brand is kind of going that direction on discounters, which is a bummer. I will leave you with this really quick. Alharamain Detour Noir for about $35, or Amber Oud Exclusive Blue, which is a parfum, for around $58 to $60. Take your pick, depending on what you want to spend. Those are about as close as you can possibly get to the real Parfums de Marly Layton. Why didn't I feature those? Well, I could have. You know, it's going to be one of those deals where, again, we're trying to appeal to a wide audience, and so it's easy for me to just say Layton, this DNA, and then you can take your pick if you want to go with the clone or not. There are many options out there. Those are the two best ones and the ones that I would recommend you check out. Or if you do want to spend a lot of money, you can go with the real deal. But just basically think of it as the Layton DNA here at this last spot. It's all about the apple, cinnamon, tonka bean, vanilla. You know, you guys know the drill. The list goes on. Sandalwood, a little bit of this kind of menthol, kind of green minty kick, a little bit of a spiciness. I really love how this stuff smells. I love this DNA. The clones are amazing as well, and this stuff works all the time. More suited for fall and winter, but for a summer evening, there's no reason why you can't wear this one, and guess what? People are still going to absolutely eat this stuff up. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 of the best compliment pulling fragrances that you can buy in 2023. These are only 10. There are many more, but this is a great starting point. Links will be down below, and again, deals will be going out to my mailing list. If you want to have the chance to get anything rare, discontinued, or hard to find, that is your one-stop place to be. I promise you won't regret it. I do all of the hard work. I make it easy on you guys. I'm the one going through, looking through the stuff every single day, and I shoot out an email anytime something great comes up. So you're not going to regret it. You can unsubscribe at any time. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.